Good afternoon, everybody. Sorry I'm late about this story, y'all, because just woke up and my good tennis buddy told me to look this story up, and so I did. And yeah, man, that's crazy that an officer would walk into a house 2 o'clock in the morning, first day of a couple of days of fall, where it's cool. We have nice cool air. Their windows, open up their doors, and a neighbor, a black man, I think his name was James Smith, an older guy who knew his neighbors, um, found it unusual that her door was open at 2 a.m. in the morning and the lights were on. So, non-emergency police to come check it out just to do a wellness check. And of course, the end result, 28-year-old um, black woman shot, killed, right on contact. Boom. So, my friend, my buddy, my tennis buddy, called me up. He's outraged. No, no, no. This is too much. Too much of this is going on. Too much of this is going on. And we the Amber Geyer case just ended in the Dallas police shooting where Amber Geyer walked up into an apartment and shot someone playing video game. I think eating ice cream or something like that. And man, so of course outraged. I'm outraged that a police officer thinks that. And I watched the body cam. They had a body cam footage on YouTube. I watched it. Very, 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 very. Um, so many wrong um, moves on the police end. Makes you think, how are these people trained? How are they trained? Aren't they supposed to announce themselves, especially when approaching someone's home and before walking in, didn't have a warrant to come into their home, a search warrant to come into the home. So there's no way they should have been in the home, even though it was, the door was open. First thing they should have did was knock and see if someone would answer. Hello, anybody home? They should have knocked and see. They didn't do any of that. They just literally walked in, and like a ninja, and snuck up on these people. And they were in there playing. They were playing playing video games or playing some kind of games. She was up. They spotted her, shot her through the window, shot her through on the cam, on the body cam. He said, "Put your hands up!" Bah, bah, bah. That was it. Didn't even announce himself. Didn't say he was the police. They never announced themselves. Put your hands up! Bah, bah. Or I just heard one gunshot. Then it cuts off. But the gunshot came not even 2 seconds after he said, "Put your hands up." Didn't give nobody a chance to respond. So yeah, they're totally he yeah, they should be in trouble. For real, for real, for real. I cannot believe they just killed this woman. So he's outraged and he wants to see if there's a protest, if they're doing a protest anywhere. Which I'm all with. I called my mom. My mom's the one that enlightened me about the Amber Geyer case. And you know, he said he's gonna take off of work tomorrow just to see if he can find an organized protest to go to. And my buddy, he's not a black guy. He's and it's not about black, but of course the media's gonna try to spin this. White officer kills. I've already seen some of the headlines anyway. White officer kills black woman. White officer kills black woman. I've seen it. I've just seen it everywhere. Not saying that it doesn't have anything to do with it. I'm just saying they're gonna take full advantage of this with the narrative that's going on in America right now. They're going to take completely full advantage of this. And I couldn't help but to think to myself, okay, where's the outrage? I looked at some statistics. She became the 689th person shot by police officers and killed this year. 689 people police have shot and killed so far in 2019. and statistically, she's the fourth black woman out of the whole 689 people. She's the fourth black woman to be shot. So I'm looking at these statistics and I'm like, because I before I even looked at the statistics, I was thinking, oh Lord, I've been listening to Candace Owens and her statistics, and I've been listening to all these things. But why is this woman get shot? Why did this woman get shot? And what kind of and it feels like this is an increasing rate that this is happening. So I'm like, man, I said, man, they don't have a leg to stand on. Man, they don't have a leg to stand on. This is going to be totally fit the narrative for the others that are blaming and accusing this administration, and they're saying that these black leaders that are conservatives that are standing up for this administration are coons, Uncle Toms, they're crazy, and then this that the other. So I'm thinking about all of this. I'm just like, man. But then when I saw those statistics, and I looked at those statistics posted by Washington Post, these are statistics in the Washington Post stats. So I looked at those statistics and I said, okay, wait a minute. For all year, and I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of anyone getting shot. Please, the police should not shoot anyone, right? Like this guy who shot that lady. He only been on the Fort Worth Police Department, and I live in Fort Worth, by the way. I'm here right now in Fort Worth. He's been on the Fort Worth Police Department for 18 months. So they need to do an internal affairs investigation of all these police departments. Period. How they running the prisons? How they running everything? It all needs to be updated because 18 months on the police force. I don't know what his background is, but 18 months here in Fort Worth. Fort Worth is a very, very nice Bible Belt city. It's not a lot of crime here. Fort Worth is a nice place. A lot of Christians live here. So this is not the place where you're hearing people getting shot and shootings and this that unless so you don't hear that a lot. So you know I'm thinking about this. I'm like, okay, first of all, anybody that's been on the force 18 months that's participated in a non-emergency call. First of all, right now they need to just do this. You have to be on the force for at least 5 years and have gone through extensive training in scenarios like this before you are given a gun. Before you're given a gun. Texas is an open carry state. It's also a stand your ground state. So, we are our Second Amendment um, uh, state that we are proud to be to have our gun rights here. So so I'm looking at these statistics, and I looked at that scenario, thinking that officer obviously needs to the whole book needs to be thrown at him. 18 months on the force. You don't announce yourself. Any of those, I think all of them should have some type of consequences. So, because I didn't hear any of them announce they were police. I don't know how many officers showed up, but I didn't hear anyone announce themselves at all, and that's just completely problematic in a situation like this where there hasn't been no reports of threats or anything. Just they just want to make sure they was doing a wellness check on this side or make sure nothing happened fatally to where the house. So anyway, uh, so I look at this and I'm like, okay, look at the statistics. Okay, well, although I don't agree with this, I don't agree. It's not as bad as what's happening in Chicago, which is what's happening in Chicago is genocide compared to um, a police officer shooting a human being in a home because they aren't trained right, or the police forces are being very lazy with the people who are they're hiring, and police can't do that. You're dealing with lives, livelihood of people, and you're taking them off of this earth. That's not fair. So they definitely need to look into it properly. But the storyline should not be spent spin uh, and turn and twist it into black people are getting attacked by white police officers. Because that's not happening. It's not happening. It is not happening. Black people are not being targeted by white police officers. Let me tell you something. There was a black man that called the police on her, non-emergency, just to check up. And you should go check out what he said. He's like, man, I don't even want to call the police anymore because of you never know. He feels like it's partly his fault. And I don't and I I pray that he's not saying that based off of because they were white. I pray that he based off of the character because this dude was on the force for only 18 months and he just not trained properly. They need to do mental screenings, mental health screenings of people that are they're hiring on these police. I mean, because it really is a bad look on your police department. You're supposed to serve and protect, and you're killing. Like that's no, 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 no. So the outrage. Where are the protests of what's happening in Chicago, where people are dying by the numbers every single day? Okay, where are the protests for that? So I don't mind. I don't mind going to this if we do find a protest, organized protest about what happened here, and protest the right way. Protest about the police department, being uh, having a revolutionary. They need to revise their training methods for sure. Everything they need to revise everything if they're going to be doing that. Okay, even though here in Fort Worth, I think that's all year. That's only maybe a couple of people that have fallen victim all year in Fort Worth, and that's from the police. In Chicago, every single day, a black man is killing another black man, and also black women are dying as well. This is the fourth black woman in all of the nation this year. Fourth black woman in all the nation this year that has been shot by police officers. Now they just said police officers. They didn't say white. They just said police officers on the statistics. And I'm sure there's more than I'm sure there's more than 10, more than 20 black women who have been shot in Chicago so far this year alone. Just Chicago, not the whole nation. Chicago. And I'm talking about women. I ain't talking about the men. I should have pulled up the statistics on the men. So that there needs to be an outrage and a protest for that. These black men dying on a daily basis. There in Chicago. All right, that's all I have to say. You guys be blessed. Please check out the storyline. Please send your prayers to the family. And this story, as this story continues to develop, there's been faith leaders and ministers that have reached out in the community here in Fort Worth, and I feel very involved in this because I live here in Fort Worth. So I definitely will be giving you an update video. All right, guys, be blessed. Praying for that nephew, um, and you guys, we're going to get through this. Okay, there's not going to be a civil war here in the United States. We all love each other way too much. We love each other. There's love everywhere. I've seen white police officers, and I've been uh, uh, around police officers all my life. Okay, so I know there are good white police officers. There are bad white police officers. There are good black police officers. There are bad black police officers. In fact, black police officers treat blacks, on average, not all of them, on average, worse than they treat anyone else. And I've seen this plenty of times play out. Where I've seen black police officers slam, other blacks and this, that, and the other. So anyway, I digress with that. But you guys stay informed. Leave a comment if you find out anything or if I've misinformed you in any way. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I don't mind being corrected. All right. Be blessed. Oh, wait a minute. I got some comments. Okay. Brother Germano, this is not about training. This is about incels and hate crimes against blacks. It's wartime, bruh. And when you question training, you're helping give them cover. No, I'm not. That literally, I'm watching the video. I watched the video. He entered they entered the home unannounced, and then they didn't even announce themselves to her. Isn't that part of training? I'm not. How in the world would I be covering him up? I think he should be in jail. I think he should be in prison. I think he should be in prison, and I think he should serve. I mean, he killed somebody. I should think he should serve at least 15 or 20 years, at least. So, brother, no, I am not. Are you kidding me? I am not. Where's the comments? Where'd it go? Where'd they go? I am not trying to cover up nobody. Are you kidding me? I'm not trying to cover up anyone. I'm trying to expose. That's what I'm trying to do. Out of 600 white homes, how many? Out of 600 whites, how many in their home? Christianity has not stopped mass incarceration. Christianity has not stopped mass incarceration. So, brother, it just sounds like you just need to be a little bit more informed. You asking me questions that you have uh, all power by your fingertips to find out yourself. Why are you asking me? You know what I'm saying? You said out of 600 whites, how many in their homes? I don't know. We can look up the statistic. I'm totally fine doing another stream. I'm totally fine doing another stream. But I tell you this, man, it is not wartime. It is not wartime. Okay? You say it's war. It's wartime. It's not wartime, bruh. Let me tell you something. The race is not given. I mean, the race is, race is not given to the strong, but to the one who endures. So uh, that this is so wrong completely. Then it is wrong. It completely is wrong, you guys. It's wrong. But this is not a spirit. This is not a physical war. This is a spiritual warfare. We're in spiritual warfare. All right. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, guys, but against principalities and spiritual wickedness in high places that exalt itself against the word. God says in Exodus 14:14, "Be still, let me fight your battles." Okay, it's a spiritual warfare. It's a spiritual warfare. So, not a skin color war. It's not none of these things. Guys, please do not fall for that. Please do not fall for it. Statistically, 689 people have been shot by and killed by police this year. Four of them have been black women. Out of 689 people, you give me the percentage of how many black women are being shot by police this year. Oh, yeah. I'm glad you agree with me, Darnell, man. That's what's up. That's what's up. But it's still not right that that any police officer, white, black, Hispanic, Asian, whoever, any human being who is serving on a police force that is supposed to serve and protect the the community, walk up in a house unannounced. They broke protocol. If that's how they're supposed to be trained, that's how they're supposed to be trained. So yeah, he should be thrown the book. He should be thrown the book. But that doesn't mean that there is a epidemic. There is you know a problem going on between white police officers and black people, black civilians. No, that is not a problem. I don't see it. I do see that there are some white police officers that may be like that. Also, but you got to consider everyone else. There may be some Asians that are like that. There may be some blacks who don't like Asians, so they're more rough on Asians and white. They're definitely. I'm sure there's some black police officers that just be pulling over whites for no reason. This is going on. So Satan, what Satan is trying to do is he's trying to create war amongst us people. We are God's people. God looks at us, we're made in his image. So of course Satan hates us. And he'll do anything to deceive us, to make us hate each other. But it's love. Love is what it is. Did you see that Amber Guy case? She walked up in, shot that black dude. Okay? And what happened? Forgiveness. Forgiveness, man. So, it wasn't right what she did. Not at all. I still don't understand how she thought that was her apartment. But her, the brother of the victim forgave her. And told her to study the word because the keep saying the race, and that's God telling me something personally I've been going through. But we wrestle not against flesh and blood. That young man understood that the war is not between flesh and blood. That it's a spiritual war. It was a spiritual war. So you guys just stay prayed up, man. Y'all stay prayed up. Believers, Christians who follow Christ, please stay in your word now and more than any other time. Now is the time to be have a word ruled mind and be guided by the scriptures and what they say and on how we are to live as Christ followers. You guys okay? All right. I will do another update video. I'm going to do some more research and statistics so that I can be ready for persons like in Joan and no in gone all. Okay. Because yeah, we need the truth in everything that's been happening. Okay, you guys. All right, be blessed.